AITA for saying I just hope that you are proud of yourself. To my niece when I lost my job after she reported the company I worked for. I 35F lost my job after pandemic struck and found another working in a meat company. It was much lesser paid, more tiring and longer hours, but beggars can't be choosers. I have 3 kids to raise and need a job or it would be too much for my husband to shoulder. I was going to continue to work there until I find a more suitable job because the boss of that company is quite an asshole. Some time ago my niece 19F was looking for a part-time job, and since there were vacancy in my workplace I recommended her to my superiors. My brother's family is quite wealthy, fully funding my niece's studies and living expenses, and my niece only wanted a job for extra allowance. My niece soon found out that many of us working there are not paid the standard for overtime and our workload exceeding the norm. She was disgusted by the environment and wanted to file complaint about the company to the authorities. I begged her not to, not because of my love for the company I was going to leave eventually, but because like me, many of us there have families to feed and needed the job. My niece ignored me and ended up making quite a big deal out of it, posting pictures, videos and long paragraphs on social media and file some reports to fight for our rights. I have no idea if it changed anything in the company. However, as a result of this drama, the company decided to dismiss a portion of its staffs, and including me, a few other co-workers of mine had lost their jobs. They did not voice it out directly, but they have been avoiding me, probably blaming me for introducing my niece to the job. I have been avoiding my niece too because, despite her good intentions, I still lost my job. My niece had been texting me giving all sorts of reasons that what she done was for what is right. When I ignored her texts, she sent more with long paragraphs basically wanting me to acknowledge that she is right. I really don't want to put blame or argue with someone half my age still living in comfort with her parents. So in the end I replied, I just hope that you are proud of yourself. My brother texted me later saying that I was being unkind to his daughter, that as her aunt who witnessed workplace toxicity with her I should encourage her to continue to fight for what is right still going on between her and the company. I may be unemployed, but I am going to spend my time looking for a job instead of joining some vendetta. AITA? This reads like a right-winger's fantasy, and I don't think this is even true. She reported illegal practices. Not reporting it is exactly why businesses get away with treating their employees horribly. You were fired in retaliation. Depending on where you live, you have a very good legal case against said company. Don't be angry at your niece for trying to shut down illegal activity in the company. Be angry that the company was doing that to you, and then fired you. The people who are in the wrong here are disgusting business practices. Op could also pursue this and attempt to get a nice payout for not getting overtime. The job is already gone, and Op doesn't owe the company any sympathy. Go after them for the unpaid overtime and take the paycheck you should have gotten in the first place. Depending on the labor laws of the state, that paycheck may be multiplied because it wasn't paid out as it should have originally. Talk to a lawyer about wrongful dismissal and see if you got a case. Maybe not, but could be something. And wage theft! Exclamation mark. Info: did she actually report it the ombudsman, or whoever in your area, or just post on social media? AITA for being honest with my nieces about the reality of my career success. I just turned 41. I am very successful in my career in a very male-oriented field with all the expectations and stigma that entails. I've been with my boyfriend for 3 years. He's not interested in getting married, and at this point that's fine. Everyone assumes this was my dream and that I'm happy, but it couldn't be further from the truth. I know there are women who live for this and want to be where I am, and I applaud them for it. It's just not me. I wanted to be a wife and mother and have a just okay job or even just skills so that I could support me and my kids if something happened. I was overjoyed to get married when I was 24, and the happiest day of my life was the birth of my son. He died of cancer just after he turned 1, and my husband died a year later, leaving me a widow just before my 27th birthday. I've never been close to my family for reasons that have varied over the years. I have friends, but they got their own families and lives. I had nothing, except for my career. I threw myself into work and found the ability to rise. Having a woman on their team looked good for PR, and a woman that didn't have any pesky women things was their ideal. I finally started dating my boyfriend and we aren't using protection, but I am well aware that the clock is at midnight. He is close to his family, especially his sister. My boyfriend's sister, who is Zama 5, has been really pushing for a mentor to her 2 daughters for years, and finally got her chance to push me into talking to them. I've never wanted to because I'm not proud or happy of where or who I am. So when I was finally pushed into speaking, I told them this. Yes, women can and should pursue whatever career they want, but my success isn't because I had a dream and worked hard, it's because my life was so empty and painful that I needed something else to think about. I didn't want to be the high-powered career woman, it's just what I had to do. Being a CEO, not my job title, means nothing to me. Their mother tried to steer the conversion by suggesting that I wouldn't give it all away now that I have it though, but I didn't let her and clarified that I would give it all away to have a family of my own. Honestly, if it would bring me my late husband and a healthy version of my son back, I would quit my job tomorrow and forget the last 15 years. Now his entire family is mad at me for enforcing gender roles and making it seem like being a Zam, which every woman in his family besides me are, is the only way for a woman to be happy. I wasn't saying that. They asked for my experience and I gave it. Info, how old are the girls? I agree, this is an important question. In addition info, how exactly did you phrase the response? Cause being a career woman was not my personal dream is very different from being a career woman isn't fulfilling, full stop. Gonna need info. How old are these girls? And how exactly did you word it? Cause if you worded it like you did in this post then you are a lighter. Info, had you told the mum why you wasn't comfortable with speaking to her daughters? He might have thought that you are just shy or you don't know what exactly to tell them etc. Yes, she's TA for pushing you to talk to them when you didn't want to, but it's important if you told her why you don't want to. I assume the only women the girls see around themselves are Zams and their mum wanted them to see it's not the only option, which is great. And I don't know how old the girls are, but what you told them could give them a feeling that women are only happy as Zams and those who are career-oriented are unhappy. You made it sound like the mum forced me to tell them about my career, so I told them, that's what she wanted, right? But this was an issue between you and their mother. You had every right to tell her to fuck off, but not to tell the girls these things, because for them this should have been a lesson, that woman can be happy both as Zam and doing career. You showed them that no, the only right way is being Zam. I simplified it a lot, but that's basically the idea they got from your talk. This is it, this is the comment I was struggling to put into words. The mom sucked for pushing up, but her intentions were good. You actually might not find fulfillment in a career is a lesson you teach after you've done all the work undoing society's being a wife and mother is the only way you'll ever be happy. NTA. People shouldn't ask questions that they don't want honest answers to. AITA for refusing to help my sister with her special needs child. I used to be 220 pounds. I am 5 feet 2 inches, so I looked terrible. I was once really active, but I went through a breakup, started a close relationship with emotional eating, and plumped up. C19 happened, and I worried being overweight would kill me if I got sick. My sister shares custody of her 10-year-old son Alex with her husband. When everything shut down, Alex was staying with his dad. He was there for the majority of everything and only recently returned home. This is where issues have started, because Alex's special needs and things have changed since he left. I used to do the main cooking for everyone, and it would be delicious foods made with butter. I'm a good cook, but I stopped making food like that. I now eat mostly chicken, broccoli/veggies, and rice. I make a lot of soups. I drink smoothies. Alex hates everything I make because he has texture issues. He doesn't like chicken, unless it is a nugget. He won't touch most veggies. He doesn't like the soup I make because it isn't from a can or salty. I am down to 160 from 220 and look heaps better. I am happier. I am also working outside the home now, walking my dog more, and not home a lot. When I do get home, I go to bed at 9 p.m. because I am exhausted and need to wake up at 5 a.m. to do everything I need to get done: work out, make breakfast, lunch, walk the dog, commute to work. Last night my sister sat me down and said she wanted to talk to me about Alex. Alex was having meltdowns every evening when I didn't make him dinner like I used to. Jenny wants me to go back to making meals for Alex again. I have told her I don't have time, and while I love my nephew, I am also working on myself and my health. I wouldn't mind cooking the old food for Alex, but he also wants me to eat with him at 9 p.m., and I am putting my foot down. While I did help a lot with Alex before, that was due to having the time. I now don't have the time to be a parent to her child. I spend time with him on the weekends, but I have told her that when the pandemic ends I intend to move closer to my work. Our lease ends in 6 months. She has told me she doesn't think she can handle Alex on her own and that he refuses to do certain things unless I do them for him. I am not home to do them, or I am conked out asleep. I am working 3x as much now as I was before. I have mad stress, and I just don't have the urge to raise her child for her because it's easier. I love the kid, but I have told my sister that my stress level has gone down now that I have good sleep, good eats, and good exercise. AITA? NTA. You are not her husband nor her child's father. It is not your responsibility to co-parent with her or sacrifice your own health and well-being to placate her child. He was upset I changed my hair, lost weight, because he hates when people change. But I just don't know what else my sister expects. NTA. She's basically asking you to make her life easier by sacrificing your own progress and your health. Sorry, but no. You've been exceedingly helpful to her and him, but you need to set up some boundaries. You have your own life. NTA. First of all, congratulations on your weight loss and change to healthy lifestyle. Do not let anyone sabotage your efforts and plans to move forward with your life. Alex is solely your sister's responsibility. You can be a loving aunt, but you are not responsible for making his meals or his well-being. Why is your sister not cooking for him? Again, I stress that you should not change your lifestyle or your life for your sister or your nephew. Just say no. She is cooking for him, he just wants my food. He also eats way later than my sister wants him to, so there is a fight when I am not home, because he wants to eat late at night, and she needs him in bed by a certain time so she can sleep for her own work. Her ex-husband works from home, so they just feed him whenever he is hungry. I would be up later because I worked very low hours for a time, and 9 p.m. was like 6 p.m. for me. I slept late. Now I am in bed by 8:30 or 9 p.m. I go for a long walk, I eat something quick and easy to make, and he wants me to get up, make him complicated meals, and then has another meltdown when my door is locked and I am deeply asleep. He is also upset my dog comes to work with me, because he thought my dog was his dog. It's pretty complicated, and my sister resents that I am just living my life without being too worried about the fits. In my opinion, I am not doing anything wrong. NTA. Congrats on your weight loss. It's not an easy thing to do, but you did it. Keep doing you. If your nephew needs special meals, his mother needs to prepare them. Feel bad I even cooked him those foods. His dad must have been feeding him better because he even lost a bit of weight while he was there. I made really horrible meals all the time, that despite being delicious, were probably not good for any of us.